All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another great session with the presidential candidates of the fictional Common Sense People's Party. Now, while the present state of the nation is regrettable and terribly abysmal, it is not the biggest source of concern to Nigerians. What worries Nigerians the most is the hopelessness of the situation. It is not abnormal for a nation to pass through adversity as Nigeria is passing through now. But when the leadership has no concretely, carefully, and empirically planned out solution to pull the nation out of that quagmire, then the people are doomed. This is the situation of Nigeria. Many Nigerians, especially young people, wasted 8 solid years of their lives under Buhari. So many of them had huge expectations of the next president to emerge after Buhari. Many had hoped Professor Oshibanjo would grab the APC ticket to set up a contest between two intellectuals, Peter Obi and Oshibanjo. But alas, TINUBU got the APC ticket, and as soon as he did, very many Nigerians began walking their way out of the country. They already knew that the APC, INEC, and judiciary were not to be trusted. They already knew what those people were planning, so they decided to give up on the whole mess already. And the result is the staggering figure that has been released for the number of Nigerians who have moved out of this country because of the poverty, the hopelessness that APC and TINUBU regime have brought. Now, over 70% of the people living are university graduates, masters and PhD holders, very skilled artisans, all in their most productive years. Those are the people living in Nigeria. What a shame. But before I show you that update and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video from Dele Farotimi, which best explains how Nigerians are treated and why our best hands will continue to live if a revolution does not take place soon. See the video.
Igbos have a proverb. They say that when you find a pregnant goat, or any goat for that matter, dead in the yam barn, it did not die of hunger. You need me to repeat that? Don't worry. When you find a goat dead in the yam barn, you know those yam barn that you build with bamboo and you see plenty of yam decorating the walls? That goat did not die of hunger. Something else killed him. We are not poor. When we were starting this interview, you asked a question about Nigeria. Something led me to describe this country to you. Ours is a rich land. Our soils are good enough to produce everything we need to eat, drink, anything we want for sustenance and good lives. It's already in our soil. We are poor by design because those who ruin this country and who are ruining the Nigerian victims, their hold on power is strengthened by the poverty of the people. A poor man's mind, an hungry man's mind is focused on survival. He's thinking about what to eat. He's thinking about what to drink. He's thinking about how to pay his house rent if he has a house. He's thinking of where to sleep if he's only walking the streets. He's thinking about his security. She's thinking, how do I sleep tonight without getting raped where I'm going to have to manage to sleep? She's thinking, how do I feed my children? The Nigerian is deliberately made to focus on survival so that he does not begin to query the simple suggestions they give him in place of answer. A man who is dependent on the grace of his political master to eat is not likely to query the wisdom of the political master who tells him that his neighbor and best friend is his enemy. So, you find that the Nigerian state deliberately weaponized poverty against its people. Even if you look at the palliative system, it gives you an idea of the weaponization of poverty that is endemic in Nigeria. You're going around, you'll be seeing several videos of palliatives being shared. Nigerians reduced to animals. Scooping rice with sand, and we are not declared to be at war yet. You see Nigerians scooping food, hot food, off boiling pots, reduced to animals in a country where people are flying private jets all over the place. Reduced. You see young men reduced to beggars.
So in essence, the leadership.
It is leadership. It is the system, the governance system, and please stop using the word leadership. Just say ruiners. Look, if you want to be kind to Nigerian ruiners, call them rulers. Rulers are fixed in the moment. It's always about holding on to power. It's about maintaining hold on power. Those are rulers. Their job is to maintain themselves in power. And that's what Nigerian ruiners are. You can't call them leaders. Leaders see a destination in their mind when they close their eyes. they can see destinations, and they lead people in the direction of their vision. What is the vision governing anybody in Nigeria? None. We're sitting down conceiving of a new road project. By the time you are done conceiving, you find that even the concept is already outdated and obsolete. You are building rail lines that are only fit for the 1960s and 1950s. You are building them in the 2020s. Everywhere else in the world, when they are conceiving rail lines, they are thinking of something futuristic that will take you from point A to point B in record time, and then they crow about it. The complete lack of vision, the lack of ambition that governs Nigeria is there for everybody to see. In fact, it's even a good thing that you mentioned it. In Do Not Die in Their War, there is a chapter there, I Remove the Lion Cub. If you read that chapter, you will find the story I told of Obasanjo Presidential Library, where Obasanjo was gifted a lion cub and he built an enclosure for the lion. So a lion is being kept in an enclosure that cannot or should not even be the space to hold a dog, and that lion cannot even be taken for walks. It looked like a emaciated boar bull the first sight I had of it. That is the kind of vision governing Nigeria. They can't see beyond the minute. The man, and that's the man, give it to him. Obasanjo remains the best of the lot that has governed this country, and yet the very best of the lot that has governed Nigeria, the extent of his vision when he was given a lion cub was to build an enclosure there is no more than about 3 by 3 square meters for a lion. Who is going to walk that lion? How is that lion going to get any exercise? Inside the concrete cage. That is the vision governing Nigeria. They cannot see beyond the moment. Pimpish imagination, all of them. What have they built? What do you see in Nigeria that is futuristic outside of their greed?
Wow, what an interview. Dele Farotimi never fails to call a spade a spade. And it is this same failure of leadership that is making Nigerians flee Nigeria. Now, let us look at how many people have left this country to the UK alone, not to other parts of the world. How many people have left this country to only the UK since TINUBU won the APC primaries? Look at how the papers reported it. Fresh data shows 141,000 Nigerians fled to UK in 1 year as economy worsens under TINUBU. A total of 141,000 Nigerians have migrated to the United Kingdom in the last year, fresh data released by the UK government has shown. The figure released by the Office of the National Statistics came as Nigerians embrace economic migration in what have been famously termed Japa, a Yoruba word roughly translated to mean to flee. In the data, the UK disclosed that 5 non-EU nationalities for immigration flow into the British country, among which is Nigeria. The increase in the number of migrants from Nigeria to the UK is coming amid the country's harsh economic situation under President Bola Tinubu following the removal of fuel subsidy by his government. Barely 7 months after Mr. Tinubu assumed office, the country's economy had worsened and resulted in public outcry. The president's economic reforms, which included the abolishment of the multiple exchange rate system and floating of the naira, triggered inflation and also choked many Nigerians. On Monday, Mr. Tinubu expressed worries over the exodus of health workers from the country to seek a better life abroad. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet by Adewale Damilare says, "Every Nigerian is looking for survival. Nigeria is more or less a social prison where everyone is super ready to run from. Sad reality." Oh, and this tweet by Terran says, "Why won't they flee? He came to hit the ground running, but as him hit, him turn cripple. Chai." This tweet by Uncle Wilson says, "The number will quadruple in next 1 year. I tell you, because this country is set to get harder because direction no day for these people where they in charge." So, and this tweet by Probe Niger says, "Tinubu's economy equals borrow, share, borrow more and share again. No idea how to create one job by creating an enabling economic environment. Zero idea of how to build an economy." Wow, that's pathetic. This tweet by Ernest says, "More will still flee because no sign of light at the end of the tunnel." That is it. The situation is so hopeless. This tweet by Henry O says, "Of these figures, half could be professionals. Actually, more than half. We have doctors, lawyers, teachers, and very skilled artisans. Our best hands are leaving this country. And this tweet right here says, suffering and smiling generation. As they are running, they are still holding on to tribalism and primitive sentiments instead of uniting to fight our common enemy. No, they keep swimming in tribalism. Wow, this is pathetic. This tweet right here says, this data is just for the UK alone. If you comb the globe, you will understand the failure and misfortune that the APC government has brought to this nation. Sad, so sad. This tweet by Machiavelli says, with a solid financial background and economic indices, I knew once TINUBU was sworn in, things would go batshit crazy, and I've been proven right. So people with the means to flee and ability to simulate what the reality is would have fled indeed. Oh! Now, most of the people fleeing are basically saying they have no iota of belief left in Nigeria and they are not even interested in fighting to make things right. I wish them good luck because this country reach to tire person. Those of us who remain, are we going to fold our hands and watch this space collapse totally, or are we going to do something about it? Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here. So, don't go away.